What's up, my podcast listeners? This is your host, Rafal Majashevsky, and I'm excited today to chat to you about today's topic. Since we've been kind of going on a trend of tangible nutritional things that you can do and habits and strategies in order to see success in 2021 in the weight loss department, today's topic is that we're going to do a little reflection piece almost. Like, you need to ask yourself, are you dieting? Wow, that came out terribly wrong. Dieting right now? The answer is yes. Now, the next question to ask is like, how long have you been dieting? Because for the most part, I find that a lot of people have probably been dieting for the last 5 years to finally see success. Or they went down the road of they dieted, they saw a lot of success, they lost 10, 20, 30 pounds, and then they're like, okay, now if I can eat a lot less and move a lot more, I can lose more. And they're in this non-stop dieting cycle of limiting themselves from every joy in life. And you're at a point where you're miserable and food is not exciting anymore. You have low energy, you're angry all the time, or hangry in this case. And the piece of advice I have for you is just stop dieting. People need to understand that dieting is just a certain cycle or phase, if you will, during a certain point of the year. I don't diet all year round. I would fucking hate the world if I did. But once a year I'll go, okay, no alcohol. I'm going to start counting my calories. I'm going to start weighing my food. I'm going to start counting my macros. And voila, it's oh shit, I got super shredded out of nowhere. But have I done that this past year in 2020? Fuck no. COVID hit a huge curveball on everyone's life. So I had no motivation whatsoever to deprive myself. And that's what really a diet is. It's depriving yourself of certain things that you enjoy, right? It's depriving you of the freedom and the autonomy to enjoy your life. When you're on a diet and you go out for dinner, there's really limited options of what you can do. And I feel that a lot of people kind of fall into this trap, this non-stop vicious cycle of I need to diet. And it's you either jump ship from one to another, you're constantly cutting your calories, you're not seeing the success you want. And from a cellular level, your body needs to get out of that stressful situation. Because the moment you go into a diet of any kind, you're throwing stress on the body. And your body can't adapt to that stress if it's constantly being overfilled with other stressors in your life, such as you could be going through a really stressful time at work, you're trying to work out 7 days a week, constantly killing yourself. You could be having a baby on the way, and now on top of all that stress, you are trying to, restrict yourself from a lot of different foods that you enjoy. You probably are not in the best mood because of this diet choice that you're on, and you're kind of stuck. You've stopped seeing success from the original diet you went on, and you're just fuck this, what am I even doing with my life? So that being said, you need to stop going through diet to diet to diet to diet. If you had a year, I would suggest you going on a somewhat strict diet for maybe 3 months, and that's it, and then wean yourself off, right, to kind of find that balance. Because that's what your body's trying to constantly do. It does not change. That's why weight loss and weight gain, the right kind of weight gain, is so difficult, right? Your body's constantly trying to keep it just steady, smooth, running as per usual, and then here you are being an asshole and dropping a bunch of calories, or cutting a bunch of calories out of the equation. Your body's like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm not gonna let you lose weight because I don't know what you're doing to me. I think you're dying, so I'm gonna make sure you don't starve to death. Like things like that, right? So ideally, if you were to go on a diet and you put your 100% effort in and followed it to a T for about 3 months and then slowly wean off it for another 3 months, that's where you're actually going to see true success. People just assume that, oh, I can just diet as much as I want and there's no harm, no foul. Like, you really fuck up your hormones big time. Like, look at bodybuilder competitors, primarily in the female category, even like figure. You know, they all compete at an early age in their 20s. And then when they get into their like 30s and late 30s, that's when they start seeing the effects of all the terrible decisions diet-wise they did with their lives. They'll notice that they can't lose weight as effectively as before. And yes, with age that comes with it, but it's even more difficult for those individuals. And on top of that, usually when women do bodybuilding or figure for that matter, you're at such a low body fat percentage that you end up not menstruating. And if you know anything about women's health, your cycle is your own kind of like health meter. That gives you clues and cues within your own body to see if you're actually healthy. And when women's cycles are all over the place, like all hell breaks loose, and you speak to any kind of woman that has an irregular cycle or a really bad period, like shit does not work the way it should. You know, they'll find that their mood is all over the place. They'll find that their energy's not there. They can feel tired all the time. Like, now imagine that same person going on a really, really, really strict diet and dehydrating themselves to get a body fat percentage so low that you stop menstruating. And you're telling me that that's not going to have anything to do with the future of how your body responds to stress. Like, let's be real, you fucked up royally, right? So now that's the extreme example. But imagine you constantly preventing your body from having adequate nutrition, sleep, calories, nonstop, year in, year out. Like, you're gonna do some damage to your hormones, your adrenals, like your shit that basically regulates your entire body for it to function at an optimal level, right? Like, there are portions of time in the year where you can, you know, take away from your body to just get a little response to it, but then you need to be able to adapt to it. It's kind of similar to like, hey, let's work out every single day as hard as fucking possible. Crank your heart rate to like 190 beats per minute for the full hour for 3 months straight. Like, your body is gonna fucking hate you. You can do the same damage to your hormones that regulate everything in your body by dieting nonstop, right? So the best kind of strategy for this is to, you know, pick a diet. I don't even fucking care what it is. You're keto, you're intermittent fasting, whatever it is. You cut your calories, you figure out your macros, and you follow it to a T for 3 months. Afterwards, you need to slowly wean off the diet. And sometimes people take it too far where they're like, oh fuck, it's been 3 months, now I can eat whatever I want. And they go on this like gigantic like binge of foods that they haven't had in so long. And they're reintroducing calories so quickly that they actually do more harm than good. They start bloating, they start adding on weight really quickly, and that's not healthy, right? So say you dropped your calories by X amount of whatever it is, and now you're done your 3 month cycle of whatever diet you chose that fits your lifestyle, you think you can do it, you are happy with the choice you made, and honestly all you do is slowly increment 200 calories more per day to slowly kind of wean off the stress-filled environment you created in your body. And now your body realizes, oh shit, okay, there's a little bit more calories. I'm okay with this. This is good. We're getting back to normal. And like it varies from person to person. Like you can do that for 2 weeks, and then the next 2 weeks add another 200 calories and kind of figure and find out that sweet spot where you can maintain your results but not feel like you're still depriving yourself, right? Maybe now on the weekend you can like, all right, I'm gonna go out for dinner and not like bring a Tupperware container of my fucking chicken or whatever people do these days on strict diets. Like maybe you'll go out for dessert. Like little things like that go a long way, and it'll help you keep your sanity. Like I've been on the spectrum where I literally restricted myself so much, and like my body fat percentage was like at 5%, but I was like skin and bone, but I was shredded, and I did not eat any junk food in air quotes, like at all. Like I did not eat a chip, I did not drink any pop, I had no alcohol, and I fucking hated life. I honestly really hate, like I didn't even eat red meat. It was like chicken and fish, complex carbohydrates, and just vegetables, and that's it. That's all I fucking ate. And I fucking hated my life. And you know what happened? I went through like a vicious cycle of binge eating for years after that. And it took a lot of effort and time to recover. And I still have like reminiscence of small like binge-like behavior. But I literally would binge to a point where I was full, and I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna eat the rest of this cake because I won't be able to eat it tomorrow because today's my cheat day. Like, dieting really, really F's you up in the brain and within your hormones, and it will leave permanent scars that you'll have to deal with for the rest of your life. It's not worth it. So the best piece of advice I can give you right now is if you're that person that's been off and on so many different diets, just stop. Let your body recuperate. Focus on just eating whole foods for like a month and not worry about calories, not worrying about, oh shit, I can't eat past 6 p.m. or any of that kind of bullshit. Just eat like a human being without the stress. And then find a diet that's not fucking ridiculous, like you're eating only 800 calories, but somewhere out in the world you can find a ketogenic diet, a fucking vegan diet, intermittent fasting, whatever it is. Just follow it to a T. Don't drop your calories to an asshole amount of like 800, like I mentioned earlier. And do that consistently for 3 months, and then slowly wean yourself off. And you will be thankful a year from now where you're like, you know what? This is the first year that I haven't put on any weight. I've maintained. I still have, you know, my muscle mass from this previous year, and I'm good to go. That's it. That's all you got to do. So I'm going to leave it there. Hopefully this was helpful. You guys are amazing for continuing listening to me. I want to do a huge shout out to a city named Riyadh. Hopefully I said that correctly. It is a city out in Saudi Arabia. I've had, within the last 24 hours, over 900 listens from that city. So shout out to everyone in Saudi Arabia listening to my show. That's fucking awesome. You guys are amazing. Hit the show notes, add me on Facebook, add me on Instagram. I post a lot on there. And hit me up with a 5-star review if you're listening on iTunes, Spotify, Google, whatever, Stitcher Radio, whatever it is. So thank you. You guys are amazing. Until next time.